Seeing none? Oh, okay. Director Barnes, the floor is yours. Director Barnes, are you on mute?
I am sorry. I wanted to acknowledge that I am here in the meeting, and Director of Risk Management falls under the area of HR. Jim Robb handles this area, and what he said was accurate. I just wanted to register my attendance on the meeting and respectfully request that the council adopt this legislation.
All right. Thank you, Director Barnes. Councilmember McCoy?
Uh, Thank you, Madam Chair. My only question is about the 1 year commencing and then the three available extensions. Just wanted to find out, why would it be a benefit to us to do the extensions rather than just giving them a multi-year contract?
Well, each year their performance is evaluated as they have been year after year. There are changes in management, changes in adjusters at different organizations, and we just prefer having it rather than wide open for 4 years each year to exercise our willingness to continue. And they also prefer that arrangement because it's also for them to again agree to perform the services. So that's the reason, ma'am.
Okay.
Follow up, Councilmember McCoy?
Yes. So thank you. I just wanted to follow up and state, so there has been an evaluation for this 20-year period. You've been evaluating almost annually that this group is actually performing the duty correctly. I just wanted to make certain that we got that on the record.
Of course. I have been here 13 years. So I've been evaluating them each year for those 13 years.
Okay.
As I came aboard, I was advised at the time when I came aboard, they were only doing the workers' compensation claims. And I was advised by others that they had been performing well and that they were very happy with them. And that's one of the reasons I expanded it to include liability, law enforcement, and everything else that we insure.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
I don't have anything
All
else.
right. Thank you. My question is it cost effective? Is that another reason that we just do an extension versus doing a whole brand new contract? I mean, do you find it to be more cost effective?
Yes, it makes it predictable year to year as I'm doing my budget preparation, and it locks them in at a certain price for the all 4 years. So yes, ma'am, it is more efficient that way.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any other council members that have any questions? Is there anyone from the public that wishes to speak? Okay, seeing none, I want to acknowledge President Congo. Director Barnes, you have a question?
Just a comment. The question was asked as to, I guess, in essence, why the contract was before you, since we're doing the 1 year extensions, because it is a 1 year contract with several year extensions. We're before you because that, in essence, could be a multi-year contract without having to come back before you. So we're being proactive by having the 1 year contract and the extensions by saying, okay, should we use them? We have them. If for some reason we don't use them, we will just proceed in a different direction. Just wanted to make that clarification.
Thank you. Thank you, Director Barnes. Any other council members? Okay. Well, seeing no hands for council members and no hands for the public, I'm going to ask for a motion to move ordinance number 25-021 out of committee.
Motion to move it out.
Can I get a second? Well, second. It's been properly moved. All right, thank you, President Congo. It has been properly moved and seconded. This ordinance will be voted out of committee on Thursday, June the 5th. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. We're going to move right on down to our next item, which is ordinance number 25-022, 25-022, an ordinance to amend Chapter 4, 5, 13, and 34, and 44 of the City Code to standardize the procedure for the application of partial payments of fees, civil fines, civil penalties, and taxes due and owing to the city. Who's here to speak to this ordinance? You could introduce yourself, sir.
Good afternoon. My name is Brett Taylor. I am the Director of Finance.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much for entertaining this ordinance. This is an administrative cleanup ordinance. It is intended to help us manage our payment process internally. Currently, what happens is there's only one provision, I believe it's in the utility bill, where we request that anybody who pays, who has a delinquency, when they pay, principal will go to the oldest bill first. The reason this is that people, if they pay a current bill but have delinquent bills, will continue to accrue interest on the delinquent bills and never catch up. But what we have found is, as we build our new billing system, we have incorporated utilities, property tax, and licenses and inspection fees as part of the billing system. We want to create consistency in the application of payments to all three areas. What this means is that when people do pay their bill, if they do have delinquencies, it'll apply to the principal first of the oldest bill, with the exception of something of the instant tickets for L&I. Oftentimes what happens is when you're out and you get an instant ticket, people will take the ticket, come in and pay that ticket, despite the fact that they have older delinquencies. And what we're finding is that we're not being able to clean up the older delinquencies fast enough. The instant ticket, however, will be valid for 30 days to be paid for that particular instant ticket. Once it reaches 30 days, then any payment after that will go to the oldest bill. So we are going to give some advantage to homeowners to go ahead and pay the instant ticket without having to see their payment go back to a previous delinquency. We just would like to get everybody on the same cadence with regard to paying their bills down. We have seen that the inconsistency in how we pay bills, some people pay their current bill but don't pay their delinquencies. Some people pay their delinquencies. It gets applied differently depending on what agent's out there. We want the code to be very specific about it. Since we've had this inconsistency, we've seen our delinquencies rise. People aren't paying their bills off fast enough, and we worry that from a citizen standpoint, you just continue to get deeper and deeper into debt unless you're applying the payment directly to the principal. And this is what we're going to do. Anybody who pays, that payment's going to go directly to principal so that they can start no longer getting that escalated interest.
That's a great piece of legislation for our residents. My question would be, how are we going to make our residents aware of that?
Well, it'll be on every bill. We certainly can advertise it. What we will do is we're doing a communications campaign for the new billing system, and we'll place it in our frequently asked questions. We'll just continue to, if it's on the bill, then they should be able to see it. And of course, we can guide anybody who is making an inquiry through our 311 agents and whatnot.
Okay, that's good. Just to know that it's going to be included on the bill That's definitely a great marketing tool because, again, that's a major change. I think it's a good one, but it's definitely a major change, for our residents. I want to recognize Councilmember Spadola, and I recognize President Congo. Do either one of you have a question? Okay. Councilmember McCoy, excuse me.
I don't. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you. Councilmember McCoy?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I guess my only question is, I love the fact that you're able to identify this and catch it. Wanted to find out whether or not, if any of our residents had caught it, was there a ability to make the change while they were in the system? So if they noticed that as they're making payments, it was going to the last bill rather than the first, were they able to have those conversations?
When we can catch it, we will. One of the struggles we have is oftentimes because of those inconsistencies, it gets applied to the penalty and interest instead of the principal. And it's difficult to go back and source that money back through the reconciliation. It becomes problematic. If we get everybody on the same cadence and have the operational consistency, both customers and our agents will be able to make sure that it doesn't happen. We're finding that when things are paid, it is going to customers' accounts appropriately, but we want to stress that we need to pay down the principal first.
That's good.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Are there any other council members that would like to speak? If none, is there anyone from the public that wishes to speak? Okay. Well, seeing none, can I get a motion to move ordinance number 25-022 out of committee?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. It's been properly moved and second. This particular ordinance will be voted out of committee on Thursday, June 5th. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Director Teller.
Thank you.
We're going to move right down to the next item, which is ordinance number 25-023, an ordinance to amend Chapter 2 of the City Code to supplement the city's organizational chart. Is there anyone here to speak to this ordinance? Okay. If there is no one to speak to it, Council Member Oliver asks if I could speak to it as well. I just wanted to make sure that Director Barnes didn't have anything to say before I shared. But this ordinance, for the most part, is pretty simple and straightforward. It's designed to amend the city's organizational chart to include managers and supervisors within the myriad of departments. And it's also designed to clean up any typographical errors. And there is no anticipated fiscal impact for this particular ordinance. So, having said that, are there any council members that wish to speak at this time? Any members or anyone from the public? Okay, all right. Well, seeing none, I would like to receive a motion to move ordinance number 25-023 out of committee.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second. This ordinance will be voted out of committee on Thursday, June the 5th. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, we're gonna move right along. We are down to our last ordinance to be voted out, which is ordinance number 25-024, an ordinance to amend Chapter 44 of the City Code regarding the exemption of elderly and disabled persons from real estate taxation. Who's here to speak to this legislation?
I'm sorry. I actually was here because I didn't think that there would be anyone to speak to this, but please do.
I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, well, then I can actually just give a little bit of insight. Just wanted to make everyone aware that this piece of legislation is kind of on the back end of what happened with our reassessment. As the reassessment was performed, it basically it increased the property value reassessments, the valuations here within the city. And so the elderly and the disabled, we already had something on the books stating that they were able to get an exemption when it came to their property tax and then also a deduction on the water bill. But now that we have the new reassessments, those values have gone up and the exemption really didn't really work with it. So this piece of legislation actually increases the amount that that is actually part of the exemption for the real estate tax from, I think it's like 40,500 to 210,300 is the amount that has been increased to. And then also the income threshold was actually a certain amount rather than, I don't believe at the time it was the federal poverty level. So now it's actually, right now, it's the 100% of the federal poverty level, which has given a small increase, not much, to $15,650 for individuals and $21,150 for married couples. And so this would hopefully give more opportunities for people to actually register and to be able to get that tax exemption.
All right, thank you, Councilmember McCoy. Are there any questions from the council members? Okay, seeing none. Any members from the public that wish to speak? All right, well, seeing none, can I get a motion to move ordinance number 25-024 out of committee?
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. This ordinance will be voted out of committee on Thursday, June the 5th. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, thank you. So we are getting down to our last item on the agenda, which is thank you, Director Taylor.
Thank you.
Our last item on the agenda is a resolution approving grant funding to Union Park Gardens Neighborhood Association from Councilmember Johnson's Community Support Discretionary Funds. I know that Councilmember Johnson was not able to make it this evening and asked me to present it. So for the most part, this is pretty much a housekeeping item, but for the sake of those that are listening and the public, in alignment with our 2022-2025 Wilmington City Council strategic plan goal of fostering a connected, more informed, and engaged Wilmington, this resolution approves grant funding to Union Park Gardens Neighborhood Association from City Council member Christopher Johnson's Community Support Discretionary Funds totaling $5,000 for food and other equipment for the summer movie in the Parkway, summer band in the Parkway, and Veterans Day celebration and the Parkway events. So this is basically all about supporting a community event in the 7th District. So having said that, do I have any council members that would like to comment on it, this resolution? Seeing no hands, is there anyone in the public that wishes to speak to this resolution? Okay. Again, resolutions do not need to be voted out of committee. So that pretty much concludes our agenda for tonight, Monday, June the 2nd. And so having said that, I would like to get a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion to adjourn. Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and second to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Motion adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for joining on tonight, and have a good evening.
You too.
Thank you.